It depends who you ask.
Asking you.
No, you know what? I think it's good to practice. Sometimes practice ice gets a little snowier. PK probably has an advantage, but just ironing things out, I think, as you've seen from some of the exhibition games, there's been kills, power plays that look sharp, entry denials, things like that. And then there's been times where the reads have just been a little off, or so I think the more reps we get now before we get into these final two preseason games will be huge. And then hopefully we don't take a lot of penalties against the Flames, but it certainly is going to be a good test starting the season against the Oilers. And we know what their power play has done in the past, so you want to be ready to go from day one, and practices like today help ensure that.
Just in these two prolonged sessions, Adam, at least up in the stats, it looks like the emphasis is on quicker puck rotation by the power play. As a penalty killer, are you recognizing that?
Yeah, I think you're going to ask one of the guys on the power play, kind of what the emphasis
defending it.
Sure, but I think with RPK, there's definitely a little more motion, a little kind of different look, and it certainly helps when the power play moves the puck quicker. They can find those openings where guys are a step late, and I think that goes back to the reads getting on the same page and attacking downhill. And from what I've seen and the game I've played, I think the power play's done a good job. Their entries have looked fantastic. I think that's one thing that Davis has coming in, really hammered home. And I think the more he works with them, the more his messaging kind of gets through to them in terms of the understanding and what's expected. I think it's only going to continue to improve.
What do you think the opportunistic dimension that your penalty killers have with the Kyle on one unit and Mark on another?
Yeah, I think it looked, when talking to Dean, with having Aho kill in Carolina, and you don't necessarily need to get in shooting lanes. I think sometimes the big fear is you lose a key player. They have to eat a one-timer because they're 20 feet off, and you kind of mentioned that with how smart those guys are and their reads, oftentimes they can get in the lanes or they can kind of intercept passes, just anticipating, knowing what the power play guy is going to expect, and when they get the puck, they can make things happen. So I think the motion certainly allows you to be a little more opportunistic, a little more quick in the transition, that you can catch guys flat-footed, the blue line, go the other way. So certainly adding those two guys, can make the penalty kill more dangerous.
I was curious what you've seen from Elias Salmonson throughout camp. He's been, in a lot of physical battles with veteran players and whatnot. Have you been impressed by what you've seen from the youngster?
Yeah, I think we were all excited when he finally came over, and to get him into the camp and just see him continue to get better in the games. I think it certainly is a transition going from a top league over in Europe, but just different styles of play. There is an adjustment period, and he's a smooth skating defenseman. He makes a good first pass, and we're really excited about his future.